Everybody's favourite technology journalist, Will Guyatt, is back with us. There's a lot to get through here, Will, and we're only day 3 of the year.
Happy New Year to you, Ian. Season's greetings and all that still.
Absolutely. I love this story, so this is how I'm choosing to read it. Nick Clegg used to be our Deputy Prime Minister in the coalition. Then he lost his seat as an MP in Sheffield. He went to work at Facebook and their bigger company Meta. And then, because they've got a lot of facilities there for staff, like a free sweet shop, he got caught stealing jelly beans, and Zuckerberg said, Nick, you've got to go. And that's the end of his career. Is that the story here, Will?
You're sounding more and more like Elon Musk and the type of tripe he's publishing to X every day. No, that's not quite true. But there probably is the suggestion that Mark Zuckerberg's recent visit to Mar-a-Lago played some role in Clegg, looking to pursue new opportunities outside of Meta. Yeah. So I think it's no exaggeration to say that they've put Joel Kaplan in to replace Nick Clegg, running kind of all the policy issues and the political stuff for Meta. Joel Kaplan, somebody I worked with many years ago, didn't get my humour, but I won't hold that against him, is a Republican.
Well, I don't get your humour either, Will. In fact, I'm struggling to recall any.
You've been stuck with me for many years too. He worked for George W. Bush, and it was in the George W. Bush administration. It's quite clear that there's been some kind of conversation with Donald Trump when Mark Zuckerberg was down there kissing the metaphorical ring at Mar-a-Lago, and there's been a change of people running the service. I think it's as simple as that. And let's not forget that there have been no conversations about how Meta platforms influenced the US election this time, because the platform intentionally stopped people seeing overtly political content during the election. They didn't play it up. They didn't do any of the things they'd previously done in the Trump
on either
previous
side,
election.
right?
On either side, no, they were neutral, and quite successfully neutral too. So I genuinely hope the platform isn't going to turn into some kind of right-facing sewer, which is essentially what's happened with X at the moment. And I'm not criticising that as being against my view or anything. I'm just saying that if you look at X at the moment and the tripe that's coming out on that platform, including the owner of the platform suggesting that the king should break up Parliament at the moment. The challenge you face, Mark Zuckerberg is a hard-working businessman who's built a successful company. Elon Musk is a hard-working insomniac who craves engagement. And the UK happens to be live and online most of the time when the rest of his population is asleep. Yeah. So he's basically goading this country now with all of the tripe that he's posting. I hope that doesn't happen with Meta's platforms.
Listen,
I hope it stays somewhat independent.
I was trying to find an equivalent to this, because I'm always stuck with these stories between, some of the stuff that Musk has tweeted. It's a bit off colour. I get that. But then I also think, well, free speech. He's allowed to say whatever he wants to. Charlie Mullins has been having a right old pot. There's another rich bloke. He's worth tens of millions. Old Charlie, former plumber, now lording it up down there on the Costa because he doesn't want to live here anymore because he can't stand this government. So, I mean, what's the difference?
Charlie Mullins spent much of his life here, knows an awful lot about the country, still has family here. Elon Musk has no real history with the UK. Is doing. But
does that mean he can't comment on it? He's not allowed to make daft comments, even if they're silly?
Why is he not commenting on the poor behaviour in China against Uyghur Muslims or the economies that are fueling the growth of his business? He's choosing to poke the UK for engagement. It's no different than posting some of the BS that he posts on the platform in the hope that a certain audience really gets to it. And the sad reality of this is he's focusing on the UK because of the number of absolute rabid, right-wing, right-focusing users of this platform. Now, I'm not, and I'm not even sure if I'm saying that as a criticism. He is appealing to an audience. He is appealing to an audience that has the same view as he does.
Yeah.
And there is a strong, apparently growing number of those in the UK.
The weird thing is he never had those views once upon a time. He was a Democrat all his life. You know, he was a guy that supported the Democrat Party.
They're fueling the growth of his platform. They're the only area of growth in X. This kind of group of people who are convinced that the whole world is a conspiracy, including those in the US who are suggesting that the drones are aliens and all sorts of other crap.
Oh, they are aliens. Come on. I mean, I know an alien when I see one, Will.
Yeah, but there is Elon Musk is trying to appeal to a certain audience. His site is nothing more than a glitzy version of truth.social now, the social network that Donald Trump tried to launch. It's no more than that, though. There's no critical thinking left on the platform. It's just bashing the view of the opposite party. Well, I'm just saying, I think a growing number of people, apart from those who love Elon Musk, are sick of it.
But listen, the great thing about free speech is you can say that. You can say it here. You could go onto Twitter or X and say it as well, Will.
No, that's absolute BS. And I'm going to call you out on this now.
What do you mean you can't go on and say it on Twitter? Of course you can.
No. You clearly don't understand how X works if you believe you have got the same even-handed level platform as Elon Musk and many of those far-right
I'm not saying we've got the same platform as Elon. He owns the damn thing, right?
No. He is giving...
does.
Yes. That behaviour is being given more precedence and more promotion on the platform.
No, I get that. I understand the algorithm.
So how do you have... No, so that therefore free speech is broken. If you say you've got free speech on that platform, it does not exist, because Elon Musk and the views that he supports will always be louder than whatever you can do. His megaphone is larger than yours.
OK, he has got a bigger megaphone than me. I don't dispute that. But how does... I know that, algorithms can be incredibly impressive, but how are they able to so efficiently reduce what would be seen as a critical comment of Musk as distinct from a positive one? I mean, there's not a bloke sitting there at night.
I can tell you,
like Al, the security guard, used to, sitting there on the reception, trying to work out who said what.
He had the deepest voice of anybody I've ever heard in human existence. That security guard, he was incredible.
Yeah,
but yes, there is somebody dialing up and down how the platform performs. Elon Musk has screamed at a dozen engineers before when one of his jokes hasn't performed on the platform. That has been proven. There is documentary evidence of that happening.
Okay.
And so it's simple. If people are the people who he supports, the accounts he is given prominence to, are being given favourable access, and their kind of reach on the platform is being boosted.
I hear it. And it's, he would say it's his company.
Not
do whatever.
Free speech.
Yeah, not free speech in that respect. Certainly not a news outlet. Don't anybody ever confuse any of social media with it being authentic news. Once in a while there's a little scintilla of light. But these places, all of them are cesspits of inaccuracy and misinformation. But hey, it's free speech. Let's talk porn, Will. I think we should move on. Why not? What's your fate? No. Let's talk about Pornhub. Which is a well-known adult pornography site, but it's facing some scrutiny in the States. What's happening?
Yeah, Pornhub is now essentially blocked in 16 or 17 states in the US. And this is a big falling out over age verification and some of the methods that are being used in new laws in the US to prove people. I think it's 17 you have to be there. I'm not entirely familiar with the laws, but there is a fallout over the companies involved in selling legal porn on the internet, if you would, are suggesting that the verification methods are unfair, and a huge amount of data is actually being taken from users in order to attempt to verify age. This is something that's not going to go away, and we're going to hear a load more of this over the next few years, because you've got this situation slightly differently, but in Australia, where social media, under 16s are going to be stopped from using social media by the end of the year. Nobody actually has a decent solution to stop under 16s from not using social media. The age verification software they claim they're going to use doesn't exist, and age estimation is 60 to 70% accurate on a good day. So that means a huge chunk of under 16s are still going to be able to use those platforms. It's the same with the porn scenario. You cannot, unless you're using credit card detail or or ID, actual ID, you are not going to know whether or not those people are over 18 or of age or not. It's a big challenge that the internet and tech companies are going to have to face over the next few years.
Yeah, absolutely. And I find it bewildering that when it comes to either social media, pornography, violent content, stuff that you really don't want 10-year-olds looking at, it seems extraordinary given the capabilities and the technological advancements and the stuff. You know, Elon Musk can make a rocket take off and then go into reverse gear and reappear back up where it came from. And yet
governments don't want governments don't want digital or state ID. That is the challenge. And arguably, society doesn't want it too. That would be the way of solving it, is by having a form of ID. And I'm sure I'm getting tons and tons of Talk viewers and listeners messaging me now and saying I'm part of the Soros conspiracy. But that would be the easiest way. That would be the easiest way to solve this particular problem.
George Soros's best friend? Elon Musk. There's a little factoid for you.